All right, let's dive into the world of wellness trends, and today we're tackling a big one, IV therapy. To really get a handle on it, we're going to look at the case made by one specific provider, Prime IV in Wall, New Jersey. We'll break down exactly what they're proposing, how they say it works, and who it's really for, all based on their materials.
So, let's kick things off with this quote, because it gets right to the heart of the entire argument. It's all about one big idea: inefficiency. The claim here is that when you take a supplement, your own body kind of gets in the way, acting like a bottleneck. Let's dig into what that actually means.
So what is this wellness bottleneck they're talking about? Well, according to them, it's the real reason why so many of us can eat right, take our vitamins, and still feel totally exhausted.
You know that feeling, right? That classic 3 p.m. slump where you just hit a wall and feel like you're running on fumes? The argument here is that this isn't just about needing another cup of coffee. It's supposedly a sign that on a cellular level, your body is just running out of gas.
The source material uses this really clever analogy to make the point. Think about it. Can you fix a thirsty plant just by painting its leaves green? Of course not. The idea is that a lot of wellness solutions, whether it's creams or even pills, are just painting the leaves. They're not getting to the root of the problem.
Okay, so if the problem is an inefficient delivery system, then the solution has to be a more direct one, right? This is where they propose we bypass that bottleneck altogether.
And here it is. IV therapy is basically framed as a biological express lane. Instead of going the long way around through the digestive system, it delivers all those good things, vitamins, minerals, fluids, directly into your bloodstream. The key promise? Maximum impact and almost total absorption. This visual really says it all. On one side, you've got the journey of an oral supplement. It's this long, winding road where a lot of the good stuff gets lost along the way. But on the other side, you see IV therapy. It's shown as a direct pipeline, getting those nutrients exactly where they need to go. No detours.
Now let's talk numbers, because this is pretty dramatic. The source claims that with oral supplements, you're lucky to absorb about 20% of the nutrients, the rest is just wasted. But with IV therapy, they state it's nearly 100% absorption. You can see on the chart, that gap is the entire basis for their argument.
Okay, the concept makes sense, but why focus so specifically on a place like Wall Township, New Jersey? Well, it turns out the source material makes a very local case for why it's a perfect fit there. They point to what they call a perfect storm of factors in the area. You've got the physical stress from the Jersey Shore's climate, those humid summers and harsh winters. Add to that the exhaustion from long commutes into the city, and on top of it all, it's a super active community, full of surfers, runners, and people hitting the gym hard. And this quote from a local trainer really nails it. It paints a picture of that work hard, play hard lifestyle. It positions IV therapy not as some luxury, but as a practical tool for people trying to stay on top of their game and recover faster.
So, what's it actually like to do this? You might be picturing something really clinical, but they break it down to show a process that's meant to be simple, fast, and surprisingly relaxing.
The whole thing is laid out as a 4-step journey. You start with a consultation to talk about your goals. That leads to a personalized recommendation. No one-size-fits-all approach. The session itself is framed as your chance to just kick back and recharge, with the whole point being you leave feeling a real boost.
And here's a key detail, especially for anyone with a packed schedule. A typical session? Just 30 to 45 minutes. That's it. It's designed to be something you can squeeze into a lunch break, not something that takes up your whole day.
Now, with this therapy getting more popular, you're seeing a lot more options pop up. But the source material makes a very strong argument that not all providers are created equal, and they lay out exactly what they see as the key differences. This chart lays their cards on the table. They're basically saying, look, a lot of places might just offer a generic drip. We focus on customizing them for you. And instead of a cold, clinical setting, we're going for a relaxing, spa-like feel. They also point to things like membership plans and local expertise as big differentiators.
The core message here is all about professionalism and expertise. They want you to see this not as just buying a bag of fluids, but as an investing in a high clinical standard. The argument is that the who behind the IV is just as important as the what that's in it.
So after making their case, the material pivots to a very direct question. Is this actually a good fit for you? And they give you a quick way to figure that out for yourself. So think about this for a second. Are you nodding along? Do you feel totally drained after a long commute? Do seasonal colds just seem to knock you out every year? Are you an active person trying to recover faster? Or are you just someone who likes to be proactive about your health? And here's the simple benchmark they offer.
If you found yourself saying yes to 2 or more of those questions, they suggest that IV therapy might be something worth looking into. It's a really clear and simple guidepost.
And we'll end on this final question, because it really wraps up the entire argument we've been looking at. In a world where we optimize pretty much everything for speed and efficiency, the question they leave you with is your wellness routine built for that same level of efficiency? It's definitely a compelling thought to end on.